A tie? A tie. Okay, hi. Welcome. It's SportsCenter. I'm Scott Van Pelt here in the nation's capital. What a day in the sports world. You know the drill. We're going to break down all the action in the NFL. A very nearly comeback for the ages in the Ryder Cup. Final day of the baseball season as well as WNBA playoffs. Lots going on. Best thing I saw today, this is actually a play that almost always works. It's a version of the Philly special the Saints are running, and it's open, except it's not. The second-year draft pick out of Utah, Cole Bishop, makes an incredible play. Olave thought he had Rattler for a touchdown. Amazing job diagnosing it, and then with one hand reaching up to snatch away the pick. Buffalo got the win. I'll show you those highlights in a bit. So the Sunday night game, the headline was Micah Parsons returns to Dallas. We all understand what comes with that. Of course, played for the team, wanted to trade, got it, and he's going to have to chase around his guy. Jerry Jones says it's kind of difficult to see this. All right, it's 7-0 Green Bay. Check that, 14-0. Jordan Love, Romeo Doubs, 2 touchdowns, and Doubs had both of them. Extra point blocked, and Marquise Bell's got it. And so instead of 14-0, it's 13-2. As it turned out, those points for Dallas and the 1 point that Green Bay did not get, significant all around. Before the end of the half, this is a remarkable play. In real time, you're thinking, did George Pickens make that catch? Somehow he does. Somehow he gets 2 feet in and is just shy of the goal line. CD with that high ankle sprain is reduced to the role of cheerleader, but he was cheering and he'd have more to cheer as Dak, they spread it out, and that's a big man. He's in, it's 13-9. Ensuing Packer drive. Are you really going to get aggressive? Whoa, that would come back to haunt as Love is stripped by James Houston. This is the Triple Crown, right? The strip and the pounce. And it takes exactly 3 seconds for number 3 to get 6 again. In the blink of an eye, Dallas now leads 16-13. Green Bay gets a score to lead 20-16. Devontae Williams, big run, and you see Parsons, who we know is battling the back issues, lands hard on his lower back, headed to the sidelines, and it was sort of a back-and-forth battle to get onto the field for Parsons from there. A minute to go in the third, under a minute, I should say, and there's Jake Ferguson. Touchdown, Dallas. Parsons frustrated to be watching from the sideline. Fourth quarter, the wheels come off entirely of this game. It is just 23-20. Check that. Josh Jacobs into the end zone. Packers back in front, 27-23. Cowboys trying to answer. Prescott to Pickens. The drive continues. That was a 4th and 2. Pickens had 8 grabs for 134. Williams into the end zone. Dallas back in front. Shades of that Giants game. How many lead changes will we have? Dallas right back at you. That's Doubs from Love. 3rd and 10. Field goal would tie it. Who the hell wants a field goal? Not us. There's Doubs with his 3rd touchdown of the night. Packers back in front, 34-30. Dallas looking to answer. This Packers defense, remember how great they looked the first 2 weeks against Detroit and Washington? They can't tackle anybody. Pickens is in again. In the blink of an eye, it's Dallas back in front. So now Green Bay, with all 3 timeouts, they don't even need to take a timeout as Love checks it down to Josh Jacobs. They're approaching field goal range. Another completion here. That's to Malik Heath. And they bring out Brandon McManus. And we've been desensitized to the fact that this is a 53-yarder and it's like a video game. It's dead center, right on the middle of the crossbar from 53. We're tied at 37 in overtime. Dallas starts with the ball. Green Bay won the toss. You give it to them because you get 4 downs to see what you need to do if you need to do something to answer score. This is an amazing ad lib where Prescott is flushed out, heaves one, and it's an amazing job from Jalen Tolbert. Those pebbles are the telltale and super slow-mo. Credit to the line judge. You got it right off the bat. All night long, Dallas was able to largely minimize the impact of that man, but then Parsons is able to chase down Dak. They settle for a field goal. So now Green Bay on 4th and 6. They need to answer. Love to Golden, the rookie. Now Love. That's to Dontavian Wicks. Out of timeouts, Green Bay and Love dump it off to Emmanuel Wilson. Look at the time, 20. Clock's ticking. Clock's ticking. Clock is ticking. He throws the pass with 3. It's incomplete, and with 1 second left after the pass to Golden falls incomplete. And here comes McManus, who looked to have injured himself on the kickoff. He didn't have much leg there, kind of winced away, but he's right down the middle. And all of that, for that, a tie, and you see Parsons and Dak afterwards exchanging the friendship, and I'm sure what the hell was that? Some Hasselbacks alongside. I don't know, dude. We had a tape for a. Go ahead.
You know what struck me in the highlight is, I almost kind of feel like LaFleur's lucky he didn't coach them out of a tie. Because when I'm watching that and seeing it, the aggressiveness at the end of the first half, because you're backed up in your own end. It's not
21 seconds.
Yeah, there's 21 seconds. So like I understand we are taking for granted how far our guys are kicking these field goals now. Yep. But that aggressiveness led to a fumble, which led to a score, which put you behind, and then the end of overtime there. When you think about that, we're in an era where it's coach to quarterback communication, where you're talking to the guy. The end of the game is inexplicable that would happen. So it's crazy. It's a tie. Green Bay should actually be thankful that they tied the football game when you just look at those 2 decisions alone.
I will say, when you're on the field in those moments, fog of war is a real thing. You'll forgive the illusion, it's a football game, but you know what I'm saying. It's chaotic, and it's hard to process in real time. But if that ball bounces, and Mike Tirico made the great point, if it gets deflected and flies up in the air, the clock runs out.
Yeah, and that's the point I'm making. So the coach to quarterback headset does not go out until about 15 seconds on the play clock. Well, the play clock's not a factor because they're hurrying up.
If he ad-libs even a little bit.
Yeah, and so that should be coming from the sideline, which is, okay, we're taking a shot, but the ball has to come out quick. Like it's got to be communicated. And to me, it looked like Jordan Love had no idea that there was urgency in that moment. They're extremely fortunate that McManus had an opportunity to kick the field goal.
What's this a signal for?
I mean, huddle up. Yeah.
That's what he was doing.
I mean, there's a lack of awareness.
And I'm thinking, if you do this, it's going to be lights out. So okay.
So I think like the big thing is, as much as it probably doesn't feel good for Green Bay, they are extremely fortunate to have a tie, and it may end up benefiting them later. I think the other story is Green Bay's defense needs to wake up somehow, because this was a group that everybody was really excited about. Now you add Parsons. They were good a year ago, and now all of a sudden, it doesn't seem like they can stop anybody. There was very little pass rush. They did not do a good job stopping the run game. Dallas had a very good plan in terms of how to deal with Parsons and minimize his effort. But for a hustle play, he really had no impact on the game. And so, I do think when you look at Green Bay's defense, maybe through 2 weeks, we thought they were something that they're not.
Dallas is already America's team and all that. Everybody's going to watch. That'll do a massive number on NBC, but it's going to get even more out of control because every game's apparently a pinball game.
Yeah, I mean, they are fun to watch. It was good quarterback play, bad defense.
Am I supposed to ask anything else about this game, Josh? Or am I supposed to go forward? Okay. All right. I have more time. It's moving target. We come on late. I don't know if we're going to shrink. This Green Bay team that week 1 against Detroit, And Thursday night against Washington, man, this team is something else. They let a 10-0 lead get away in Cleveland. They lose, block kick, long when they lose. This, they tie, and they're lucky to tie.
Yeah.
They go into a bye feeling what about who they are?
Oh, I think this should be, the last 2 weeks should be a wake-up call for them. Yeah, there's no doubt Cleveland's got a good defense, and so you can see how an offense maybe would have a hard time with Cleveland. But the way that game ended, and the way, when you consider, and coaches will talk about all three phases and all that, like that's a loss that stings. Then, you have a game where it feels like you're dominating it at the very beginning. And then after that, you really, like as we just talked about, you're fortunate to come away with a tie. I think the bye week really should be a wake-up call of we're feeling pretty, too good about ourselves after the first 2 weeks of the season if you're the Green Bay Packers.
It's actually kind of wild when you process what Dallas was able to do at the end of the first half, the touchdown under a minute, a strip sack, and an immediate touchdown to take the lead, and then their ability to very nearly exhaust the clock in the middle of that last sequence there. I don't know, it just feels like I'm selfish. I got no dog in the fight. I just wanted a result here for us to be able to discuss so we don't have one.
And listen, it should be encouraging that Dak is playing at the level he's playing at with no CeeDee Lamb.
No CeeDee Lamb.
But I think that even, accentuates it even more on the Green Bay side of things.
All right, shall we move forward? Highlight between 1-2 teams. Bye.